In today's video, we're diving deep into some of the most valuable and rare mint-era coins in US history. Coins that might look ordinary at first glance, but are worth hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars in the collector's market. We're talking about the famous 1909 Lincoln wheat cent with the rare VDB initials, the legendary 1955 bubble dye era penny, the mysterious 1920 to no D Lincoln cent, and the rare error-struck 1946 and 1951 wheat pennies, all coins with jaw-dropping values due to extremely rare minting mistakes. These aren't just coins, they're hidden treasures, hiding in plain sight, and today, we're going to uncover the secrets behind their unbelievable value. Let's start with the first coin on our list, the most expensive United States Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 cent 1909 VDB reverse with the S mint mark, featuring a major off-center mint error. The 1909 Lincoln cent is an iconic piece of American coinage history, as it marked the first year the Lincoln portrait replaced the Indian head design on the penny. This coin was introduced to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, a tribute to one of the nation's most revered presidents. Designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB are prominently displayed on the reverse side near the rim, this coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. In 1909, the U.S. Mint struck pennies at both the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints, but the coins from the San Francisco Mint, distinguished by the S mint mark, are generally scarcer and more valuable. The 1909 SVDB wheat cent is particularly prized because it was minted in relatively low numbers. Just 484,000 were produced, which is minuscule compared to other Lincoln cents. The design of this coin features Abraham Lincoln's right-facing profile on the obverse side, with the words "In God We Trust" above liberty to the left, and the date 1909 to the right. The reverse bears the 1 cent denomination within a wheat wreath, along with the VDB initials at the bottom. Now, what makes this specific coin absolutely exceptional is the major off-center minting error. Off-center errors happen when a coin is struck outside the proper alignment of the die, causing a portion of the design to be missing and the coin's shape to be irregular. This is not just a minor misstrike, it's a major centering error where a significant part of the coin's design is displaced, making it highly desirable among collectors. Off-center coins from the early 20th century are rare, as quality control was stringent even then. This rarity makes the 1909 SVDB off-center coin incredibly valuable, especially when the off-centering is dramatic and the coin remains in good condition without excessive wear. Collectors highly prize this coin because it represents a perfect storm of numismatic interest, a historically significant date, a scarce mint mark, the presence of the elusive VDB initials, and a major mint error that adds uniqueness. In today's auction market, such a coin can command prices well over $1.7 million depending on the severity of the off-centering and the overall condition of the coin. Coins with around 30 to 50% off-centering that still show a clear portrait of Lincoln and readable date can bring in bids toward the higher end of this range, especially in uncirculated or near-uncirculated grades. The market for Lincoln cents with mint errors has grown substantially over the past decade as collectors look for unique pieces that combine history with rarity. The 1909 SVDB with a major off-center strike is a perfect example. It not only tells a story about early 20th century coinage, but also captivates collectors with its distinct and eye-catching flaw. In addition to their monetary value, these coins represent a tangible link to a pivotal era in U.S. history and numismatic innovation. Collectors appreciate the artistry of Brenner's design and the historic significance of Lincoln's portrait replacing the Indian head design for the first time. Because of their rarity, condition, and dramatic mint error, 1909 SVDB off-center cents are among the crown jewels of any Lincoln wheat cent collection. Serious collectors often pay a premium for these coins at auction, driving the market value to extraordinary levels that easily surpass $1.7 million, with some exceptional specimens fetching even more. As with all valuable coins, Provenance and certification are critical. Coins graded and authenticated by reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC can realize much higher auction values, as buyers have confidence in their authenticity and condition. Off-center strikes are also visually stunning, making them a prized display piece. Now, shifting our focus to the next coin on our list, the 1955 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent featuring the famous bubble die error and no mint mark, commonly known as the 1955 double die Lincoln cent. This coin holds a legendary status among coin collectors for its dramatic and visually striking double die error. The 1955 Lincoln cent was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, hence it carries no mint mark. It features the familiar wheat ears on the reverse and the standard obverse portrait of Abraham Lincoln. What sets this coin apart is the so-called double die error on the obverse side. A double die error occurs during the coin die creation process where the design is impressed more than once on the die itself, but slightly misaligned. This results in a coin that shows duplicated images of key features such as the date, letters, or other details. The 1955 double die cent is one of the most famous and dramatic examples of this error in American numismatics. On this coin, the doubling is most visible in the date 1955, the words liberty, and the motto in God we trust. The doubling effect creates a bold shadow or ghost image around the numerals and letters, making it instantly recognizable and a must-have for serious Lincoln cent collectors. The 1955 double die penny was not released intentionally. It was an error caused by a misalignment in the die preparation process at the Philadelphia Mint. The resulting coins entered circulation before the error was discovered, making them relatively scarce in high grades today. Collectors highly prize these coins because they represent one of the most significant and dramatic mint errors in U.S. coinage history. The double die 1955 penny is often referred to as the holy grail of Lincoln cents, especially in well-preserved condition. In terms of mintage, it's estimated that only about 20,000 to 24,000 of these error coins were struck, but many were quickly removed from circulation once the error was discovered, further limiting the available supply. Because the 1955 doubled die cent was widely circulated before collectors could remove them, finding one in high condition is challenging. Most examples are found in circulated condition with well-worn details. However, even in circulated condition, these coins command significant premiums due to their error rarity. In today's auction market, the 1955 double die Lincoln cent without a mint mark in a die error condition routinely sells for prices ranging from $200,000 to over $300,000. Depending on the coin's grade and eye appeal, mint state examples are particularly prized and can command well above this range. Collector interest remains extremely high for this coin due to its historical importance, the striking visual doubling, and its rarity in well-preserved condition. It also has a fascinating story that adds to its allure, a reminder of the intricacies and imperfections of the coin production process. The design features, including the classic wheat ears reverse and Lincoln's profile, combined with the double die anomaly, make this coin a centerpiece for any serious Lincoln wheat cent collection. It has become a symbol of mint error collecting worldwide. Like the 1909 SVDB, certification by a recognized grading service is essential to maximize the value and ensure authenticity. Due to the nature of the error, there are also many counterfeit or altered coins in the market, so expert verification is critical. Collectors treasure the 1955 double die penny for its rarity and dramatic visual appeal. It is often highlighted in numismatic literature and featured in museum collections. Auction records show consistent demand and rising prices over the years, reflecting its status as one of the most valuable and iconic Lincoln cents. The demand from collectors, investors, and enthusiasts ensures the market for the 1955 doubled die error penny remains robust, with prices for premium examples soaring beyond the $200,000 $200,000 mark and sometimes even exceeding $300,000 at major auctions. In summary, both the 1909 SVDB reverse with major off-center mint error and the 1955 no mint mark bubble die error Lincoln wheat cents are among the most prized and valuable American pennies ever minted. Their historical context, unique error characteristics, limited mintage, and stunning visual appeal contribute to their huge market values. For collectors, owning either of these coins represents a pinnacle achievement. They are not just pieces of currency but treasured artifacts that tell stories about American history, minting technology, and the unpredictability of coin production. Next up, the 1946 Lincoln wheat 1 cent, large date with S mint mark in major center mint error condition. This coin has a remarkable story behind it. The Lincoln wheat cent series was introduced in 1909, replacing the Indian head penny, and is cherished for its classic design and historical significance. The obverse features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse showcases the iconic wheat ears flanking the denomination and motto. The 1946 coin falls right after the end of World War II, a time when the United States was transitioning back to peacetime production, and the coinage reflected the renewed optimism of the era. The 1946 wheat cent is notable because it was minted at the San Francisco Mint, which was renowned for producing high-quality coins but sometimes faced challenges with equipment calibration due to post-war resource constraints. This particular coin features a large date, which refers to the more prominent numerals in the date stamping compared to other variations of the year. It's important to mention that the 1946 large date is generally scarcer than the small date, variety adding to its desirability. What truly sets this coin apart, however, is the major mint error located at the center of the coin. This error is often described as a center strike-off or a major center die crack depending on the exact nature of the anomaly, and it results from a misalignment or damage in the minting dies during production. The error manifests as a significant deformation or doubling effect right in the center of the coin, often causing distortion in Lincoln's face or in the wheat stalks on the reverse, depending on the strike. Such a mint error is incredibly rare because quality control at the U.S. Mint typically catches most die flaws before large quantities of defective coins are produced. Mintage numbers for the 1946 Lincoln wheat cent were around 480 million, a respectable figure, but not particularly rare by itself. What makes the error version so rare is that very few of the error coins survived the rigorous quality checks, and even fewer have been preserved by collectors. When one does surface, it instantly becomes a prized piece due to its unique characteristics and the story it tells about the minting process during a pivotal historical era. Collectors prize this coin not only for its rarity, but also for the fascinating insight it offers into the mechanics of coin production. It is a tangible example of how human and machine error at the mint can create something truly extraordinary. Moreover, coins with major mint errors like this often attract attention from both specialized error coin collectors and general Lincoln cent enthusiasts, broadening their appeal and driving up market demand. In today's auction market, a 1946 Lincoln wheat cent with a large date and a significant center mint error in collectible condition can fetch prices starting from $150,000 and climbing well above $200,000 depending on its grade and the severity of the error. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC that have clear, dramatic mint errors and maintain strong eye appeal tend to command the highest prices. For example, a coin with a vivid center die crack or a major strike doubling that is certified as very fine or better can bring in $180,000 to $250,000 at major auctions. This price range reflects the intersection of historical significance, rarity, and the sheer visual intrigue of the coin. Many collectors see this coin as an investment piece that not only holds intrinsic numismatic value, but also appreciates over time due to its scarcity and the ongoing popularity of Lincoln cents in the collecting community. Another factor pushing the value is the provenance and documentation of the coin. Coins with well-documented histories, especially those that have been exhibited or published in numismatic literature, often carry premiums because buyers can be confident of their authenticity and uniqueness. So to sum up the 1946 Lincoln wheat cent with the major center mint error, it's a remarkable piece from the post-World War II era that combines the beloved Lincoln wheat design with an exceptionally rare minting anomaly. Its mintage of nearly 500 million coins contrasts sharply with the tiny fraction that exhibit this error, making it a prized find that regularly commands six-figure sums at auction. For collectors looking to own a piece of minting history that stands out in both design and story, this coin is truly a crown jewel. Moving on to our second coin, the 1920 Lincoln wheat 1 cent, the so-called wrong mint major center die error coin without a mint mark. The story here is equally captivating but takes us back a bit earlier in American coinage history. The Lincoln wheat cent series was well established by 1922, having been in continuous production since 1909. The year 1922 is famous among collectors for a unique anomaly, the 1920 no D Lincoln penny. Typically, pennies from this era would bear the mint mark of the Denver Mint or Philadelphia no mint mark. However, the 1920 no D penny was actually struck at the Denver Mint but appeared without the D mint mark. This peculiar error came about due to a die preparation mistake, making it one of the most famous and valuable error coins in U.S. numismatics. To clarify, the 1920 pennies were primarily struck in Denver and Philadelphia. The Philadelphia coins did not have mint marks, as was standard, but the Denver Mint coins always bore a D in 1922. A die that was supposed to have a D mint mark was accidentally produced without it, or it was removed during preparation. The coins struck with this die therefore had no D mint mark but were still Denver coins. This is why collectors sometimes refer to them as wrong mint or no mint mark pennies, despite their actual minting location. Mintage of 1920 Lincoln wheat cents was large, with Denver alone producing about 50 million coins, but only a very small fraction of these were struck on the error dies, missing the mint mark. The 1920 no D pennies are estimated to have a surviving population of a few thousand at most, making them exceedingly rare in circulated and especially uncirculated condition. The design of the 1920 Lincoln wheat cent follows the classic style, with the obverse featuring Lincoln's right-facing profile, and the reverse displaying to wheat stalks embracing the coin's denomination and e pluribus unum. One interesting point about the 1920 coin is the overall softness and sometimes doubling in the strike, which has led to additional varieties within the year, but the missing mint mark error remains the most iconic. What makes this coin even more exceptional is the presence of a major die error centered on the coin, often described as a die crack, strike doubling, or in rare cases, a misplaced die anomaly that distorts the coin's central features. This error, combined with the missing mint mark, creates a highly collectible specimen that is a dream find for any Lincoln cent collector. Collectors prize the 1920 no D Lincoln wheat penny not only because of the rarity, but also due to its rich history and the fascinating backstory involving mint die preparation errors. It's a vivid reminder of the complexity and potential for human error in minting coins, especially in an era before automated, fully mechanized die engraving and quality control. In terms of market value, the 1920 no D Lincoln wheat 1 cent, with the major die error commands staggering prices at auctions. Depending on condition, provenance, and the exact nature of the die error, these coins can sell for anywhere from $180,000 to over $300,000. For example, coins graded in higher conditions, such as extremely fine or about uncirculated with clear missing mint mark and visible die errors, have been known to push well above the $250,000 mark in competitive bidding scenarios. One key point is that coins With documented die errors and missing mint marks that are certified by top grading services often see strong demand from serious collectors and investors alike. This results in aggressive bidding and consistently high prices, underscoring the coin's status as one of the rarest Lincoln wheat cents. Moreover, the 1920 to no-D era pennies market strength is buoyed by the ongoing popularity of Lincoln wheat cents as a collecting series. The wheat cent series remains one of the most popular and accessible series to collect in the United States, but these rare era coins stand in stark contrast to the vast numbers of common cents, making them jewels in any collection. In summary, the 1920 to Lincoln wheat 1 cent with the missing D mint mark and major center die error. It's a legendary coin that embodies the intrigue and excitement of era coin collecting. Its scarcity, striking design, and unique minting story have elevated it into the upper echelons of U.S. coin collecting, with auction prices routinely surpassing the $200,000 to $300,000 range. This coin is a testament to the unexpected surprises that can arise from minting errors and the passion of collectors who cherish them. Next up, the 1951 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 cent was minted at the Denver Mint, which is designated by the D mint mark. This particular year and mint combination is generally common, but the rarity here lies in the significant mint error that occurred during the striking process. The coin is distinguished by a large date style, a characteristic feature of the 1951 D cents, but the true collectible allure comes from a major off-center strike error that dominates the coin's appearance. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we first need to look back at the historical and production context. The Lincoln wheat penny design was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, designed by Victor David Brenner. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, marking a pivotal shift in American coinage design. The wheat ears on the reverse side symbolize agricultural prosperity and are iconic for collectors. By 1951, Lincoln wheat pennies had been minted for decades, and millions of these coins were produced at the Denver Mint. The mintage figure for the 1951 D penny was about 686 million, making it a fairly common date under normal circumstances. However, despite the high mintage, mint errors such as off-center strikes are extraordinarily rare. An off-center strike occurs when the planchette, the blank metal disc destined to become a coin, is not properly aligned under the press die. Instead of being centered, the planchette shifts, causing the striking process to miss parts of the design, leaving an incomplete image. Minor off-center strikes are relatively common, but a major off-center strike, such as the one seen on this 1951 D penny, means that the coin's design is significantly truncated or partially missing, sometimes exposing a large blank area on the coin. Collectors prize these errors because they are visually striking and impossible to replicate. This particular 1951 D penny shows a substantial off-center strike, with the majority of the design shifted to one side. What makes it even more intriguing is that the coin still retains enough design elements for identification, including the date and the D mint mark, making it a perfect blend of rarity and recognizable provenance. The coin's metal composition is the classic 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc alloy used for pennies in that era. The large date style is characterized by the slightly wider 1 and 9 digits compared to the small date varieties, which helps in authenticating this particular coin. From a market perspective, major off-center strikes on common date pennies like the 1951 D can command premium prices, but only when the strike is significant and the coin remains in reasonably good condition. The combination of a large date, the D mint mark, and a strong off-center strike error places this coin in the top tier of Lincoln cent errors. In recent auction sales, coins like this 1951 D off-center struck penny have sold for prices well above $300,000, especially when accompanied by professional certification and grading from reputable agencies such as PCGS or NGC. The value depends heavily on the degree of the strike, the preservation of the coin, and market demand, but major errors on Lincoln Wheat cents have proven consistently lucrative investments. Collectors love these coins not only for their rarity, but also for their story. They embody a minting mishap frozen in time, a glimpse into the manufacturing process of the mid-20th century that, when combined with a classic American design, becomes a treasured piece of history. The off-center strike also adds a striking visual appeal, a literal misprint that turns a simple penny into a showpiece. Because Lincoln Wheat pennies are among the most collected and studied coins in the United States, errors like this attract a dedicated collector base. Major error coins from the Wheat penny series are widely sought after by both specialized error coin collectors and those focused on Lincoln cents, making them highly liquid in the numismatic market. The 1950 1D off-center strike Lincoln Wheat 1 cent thus represents a remarkable intersection of history, rarity, and visual uniqueness. Its auction value today reflects this, as it continues to captivate enthusiasts willing to pay premium prices for a coin that is truly one of a kind. If you want, I can help break down even more details or produce separate videos for each coin with additional visuals, market data, and grading tips. Just let me know.